The wind drifts across endless dunes, soft as a sigh. It carries whispers older than time itself. Beneath the vast moon, shadows dance upon the sand. Each grain seems to breathe, alive with memory. Somewhere in the silence, a name echoes, Morpheus. The god of dreams awakens once more. He listens to the whispers, faint yet familiar. They call from beneath the desert's heart, gentle and haunting. He feels them stir like forgotten lullabies, songs of dreams lost and buried. The desert speaks, though no voice is seen. It murmurs stories shaped by longing and time. Morpheus walks, his footsteps leaving no trace. The air shivers, heavy with mystery and sleep. A feeling of remembrance touches the wind. The sands seem to hum with a quiet pulse. Somewhere beyond the horizon, something ancient stirs. The world of dreams is shifting. Tonight, the boundary between sleep and waking will blur, and the whispering sands will speak again. The sun lingers low, painting the desert gold. Heat ripples like liquid glass. Morpheus walks across the dunes, his robe trailing like mist. Each step stirs memories from the sand. He can hear faint murmurs beneath his feet, whispers like sighs lost between dreams. The air shimmers, the dunes breathe. It is not emptiness that surrounds him, but presence. The desert dreams. Every grain of sand holds a story, ancient and restless. He kneels, pressing his palm to the ground. The warmth hums like a heartbeat, slow and deep. A voice rises soft as wind, speaking in fragments. Names, laughter, songs, tears. They drift through the air, fragile as smoke. Each sound is a memory of someone who once dreamed. Morpheus listens, his eyes half closed. He feels their longing, their hunger to be remembered. The desert's song is not sorrow. It is memory, endless and alive. He walks again, and the dunes shift, forming patterns like waves frozen in time. For a moment he sees shapes, faces, silhouettes, traces of those who dreamed here long ago. They flicker in the light, then fade, as if the desert guards its secrets carefully. The wind rises, the whispers grow stronger. They circle him like unseen spirits. He speaks softly, his voice blending with theirs. I am here. I hear you. The sands respond, rippling with faint light. For an instant, the desert glows with dream fire. He feels the pulse of thousands of stories sleeping beneath the surface. Every story once lived inside a dreamer who walked this world and forgot to wake. Now they lie here, not gone, but waiting for the god of dreams to return. Morpheus lifts his gaze to the horizon. The air bends, forming a mirage, a shimmer of motion. He sees what looks like a city, distant and trembling, built of light and memory. It flickers in and out, as though caught between worlds. He knows it is no ordinary mirage. It is a dream that refuses to die. The whispering sands stretch before him, endless and alive. He takes a breath, slow and deliberate. The air tastes of dust and forgotten lullabies. The whispers quiet for a moment, then one voice rises above the rest, clear, yearning, familiar. It calls his name again. Morpheus. A sound carried not by air, but by memory itself. He closes his eyes, feeling the rhythm of the desert heartbeat beneath him. Somewhere, far beneath the surface, something ancient is calling, something that remembers the first dream ever born. He understands now. This desert is alive with the remnants of forgotten dreams, and tonight they will awaken to tell their story. The god of dreams takes another step. The horizon flickers, the whispers follow, the sands shift beneath him as though guiding his path. Morpheus walks deeper into the dream, and the desert breathes his name once more. The mirage shimmers brighter as Morpheus approaches. The dunes bow under his silent steps. The city of light wavers, its towers built from memory, its streets woven from dream dust. He feels the air shift, cool and trembling. Each breath carries echoes of voices long gone. The mirage does not fade as most illusions do. It watches him, alive, aware, waiting. He steps closer and the wind hums like a harp string stretched between worlds. The city grows sharper in shape. Arches, domes, windows that glow with blue fire. He senses not stone, but thought. Not walls, but remembrance given form. Morpheus whispers to himself, a city that remembers when its people have forgotten. The ground beneath him vibrates, as if the sands recognize the god who once walked their dreams. He passes through the shimmering veil. The air cools instantly, fragrant with old rain and silence. The city surrounds him, quiet yet full of presence. Empty streets gleam beneath a silver sky. He walks slowly. The echo of his footsteps sounds like distant prayer. Shadows move where there is no light. He feels eyes watching, but sees no one. The walls are carved with symbols, spirals, waves, stars falling into sand. He touches one, and memory bursts like water through stone. A vision unfolds before him, people laughing, markets full of music and color, dreamers, artists, wanderers, all living in harmony with the rhythm of the stars. Their world was built not by stone, but by shared imagination. Every thought, every hope became part of this shining city. But the vision trembles. The colors drain away. The laughter fades to silence. He watches as forgetfulness spreads like shadow, swallowing the city's light. The dreamers grow weary, their hearts heavy with disbelief. One by one, their dreams crumble into dust, and the city begins to fade. When the last dreamer stops believing, the city falls completely, sinking into sand. Only its echo remains, repeating itself through eternity. Morpheus opens his eyes. The mirage wavers again, flickering between being and nothing. He whispers, "You were beautiful once." His voice trembles like wind on glass. The city answers with a soft hum, a sigh that tastes of regret. He feels the pain of a dream abandoned, yet still alive enough to ache. The wind rises again, carrying fragments of old lullabies. Through the shimmer, faces appear, pale, flickering, gentle. They are not ghosts, but fragments of memory bound to this place. One steps forward, her eyes luminous like dawn. She does not speak, but her gaze holds 1,000 stories. Morpheus bows his head. He understands now. These souls are not lost. They are waiting for the dream to begin again. The mirage trembles once more, then fades into dust and light. Only silence remains, and the soft whisper of sand returning to stillness. Morpheus turns away, carrying the memory with him. The desert breathes out, quiet and eternal. The night deepens. Stars spill across the sky like scattered glass. Morpheus walks beneath them, guided by the pulse of the whispering wind. The dunes rise higher, curling like waves frozen in time. Somewhere below, he feels movement, soft, deliberate, ancient. He follows the rhythm, descending into a hollow between the dunes. The air cools, heavy with silence and unseen eyes. A faint blue light glows beneath the sand, pulsing like a heartbeat. Morpheus kneels and brushes the surface with his hand. The sand parts, slow and deliberate. A figure rises, woven from wind and starlight, vast yet delicate. Its eyes shimmer with galaxies. Its voice is the sound of echoing ages. "I am the keeper of echoes," it whispers. "You walk among what remains of dreams." Morpheus bows his head in respect. The desert remembers what the world forgets. The keeper's form flickers like smoke in moonlight. Yes, these sands hold the voices of forgotten dreamers. The air hums as thousands of faint whispers fill the space around them. Morpheus listens. The voices are not mournful, they are longing, hopeful, patient. The keeper gestures, and the air shifts, showing visions within the sand. Faces, fleeting and fragile, appear and vanish. Children laughing in places that no longer exist. Artists painting skies they could never reach. Lovers speaking promises that time erased. Each dream forgotten by its maker became a grain of sand. Together, they built this ocean of memory. "The desert is a cradle," says the keeper, "for all dreams abandoned too soon." Morpheus feels the truth in the keeper's voice, a resonance deep within him. "The dreamers," he says softly, "they gave up." The keeper's eyes gleam with sorrow. They turned away from wonder. They feared their own imagination. The stars above flicker as if mourning. The sand sighs beneath their feet. Morpheus asks, "Can they return? Can these dreams breathe again?" The keeper tilts its head. the air trembling around its shape, if they are remembered. Its hand, made of swirling dust and light, touches Morpheus's chest. Only the dreamer's heart can wake what time has silenced. A silence follows, vast and alive. The desert itself seems to listen. Morpheus gazes at the endless dunes, at the sleeping memories hidden beneath. He understands now that the sands are not dead. They are dreaming, waiting for rebirth. The keeper fades slightly, its edges dissolving into starlight. Go deeper, it whispers. The heart of the desert still beats. There lies the first dream. Morpheus nods. His voice is low, resolute. Then I will find it. The keeper smiles, a faint shimmer across the air. Remember, Dream Lord, the sands whisper, but they do not lie. Then the light fades and the dunes settle. The wind carries the echo away. Morpheus stands alone once more, yet the desert feels awake. The whispers rise again, guiding him forward into the unseen depths of the dream. The wind stills. The stars dim as Morpheus walks deeper into the silent dunes. The keeper's words echo softly in his mind. Dreams turned to dust. He feels them beneath his feet, countless and weightless. Each grain once carried hope. The desert hums and visions rise from the sand like mist. He sees a poet sitting beneath an ancient tree, his quill motionless, his heart uncertain. Words once flowed like rivers, but now fear has dammed the stream. The poet sighs, closes his eyes, and his unwritten verses scatter into the wind. The scene fades and another takes its place. A young woman painting with trembling hands. Her colors once sang of joy and sorrow, of storms and quiet dawns, but now she hesitates, doubting her touch, her worth. Her brush stills and the canvas before her turns to sand. Morpheus walks through their lost dreams, feeling each breath of regret. The wind shifts, and he sees lovers standing beneath a broken sky. Their promises once glowed brighter than starlight, but doubt steals their voices. They turn away from each other, and the echo of their love dissolves into the dunes. Each vision carries the same truth. Dreams die not with time, but with silence. Morpheus feels the ache of 1,000 forgotten creations. He kneels, touching the sand that once was passion, hope, imagination. The desert pulses softly, as if mourning what it holds. He whispers, "You're not gone. You are only waiting." The sands tremble, and faint light blooms beneath the surface. It flickers like breath, fragile yet alive. The forgotten dreams stir at his voice, yearning for remembrance. He feels them, the poet's lost verses, the painter's silent colors, the lover's fading song. All still exist, bound within the memory of the world. The keeper's voice drifts on the wind, distant and melodic. When dreamers lose faith, their creations seek shelter here. Morpheus closes his eyes. Then this desert is their refuge, not their grave. The air hums in agreement, soft and sorrowful. He rises, his gaze fixed upon the glowing horizon. The dunes move, reshaping themselves into waves of golden light. From their peaks he hears whispers, thousands of them, rising together. They chant in harmony, a hymn of what was lost and what might return. Morpheus stands amidst the sound, his shadow stretching long and silent. He knows what he must do. The world has forgotten its dreaming heart. But the sands remember. The sands always remember. He breathes in deeply, letting the echoes flow through him. He will become the bridge once more, between dream and waking, between memory and hope. As he walks on, the light fades gently, and the whispers follow him. They do not plead, they believe. For the God of dreams has heard them again. And somewhere in the heart of the whispering sands, the first dream stirs from its long sleep. Night deepens and the wind turns warm, carrying a sound soft as a sigh. It begins as a murmur, then grows into melody, a song born from the desert itself. Morpheus stops, listening. The tune drifts like smoke through the air, wordless yet full of meaning. Each note carries memory, sorrow, and beauty, woven into the fabric of silence. The whispering sands are singing, and within their song lies the story of longing. Morpheus closes his eyes. The sound seeps into him like light into water. He feels the pulse of every dream buried beneath his feet. Each grain of sand hums in harmony, alive with emotion. The song tells of a time when dreams flowed freely through the world, when imagination was a river, endless and bright. But as hearts grew colder, that river turned to dust, and the song fell quiet. Now, the desert hums with fragments of that ancient tune, the song beneath silence. Morpheus walks toward its source, guided not by sight but by rhythm. The dunes glow faintly, each crest pulsing to the beat of the song. It feels alive, not haunting, but hopeful. He senses voices layered within the melody, children laughing, artists dreaming, lovers whispering. They blend into a harmony that defies despair. For even forgotten dreams still sing. They never truly die. The air thickens, shimmering like heat haze, and the melody deepens. Morpheus feels the vibration through his bones. It is as if the desert remembers joy and sorrow in equal measure. He whispers, "I hear you." The song shifts as though answering. A swirl of sand rises before him, forming a shape, not human, not spirit, but sound given form. The shape dances in the air, glowing gold and blue. It speaks without words, its presence calm and radiant. Morpheus listens, and the meaning flows directly into his mind. "We are the voices of the first dreamers," it says through music. "We sang when the world was young and silence did not yet exist." He stands still, humbled by the vastness of their memory. "You have waited long," he murmurs. "Why sing again now?" The figure trembles, its tone soft and clear. "Because the world is forgetting to listen. We sing to remind it." The melody swells, rising like dawn. Morpheus feels warmth spread through the desert, gentle and alive. The sands shimmer like liquid starlight. The song's rhythm slows, tender and eternal, a heartbeat echoing through eternity. He kneels, letting his fingers trace the glowing dunes. "They remember," he whispers. "They all remember." The music fades into the horizon, leaving a lingering hum of peace. In the silence that follows, the desert feels awake, as if breathing with him. Morpheus stands, his eyes glowing faintly with reflected starlight. The song may fade, but its promise endures. For as long as even one dreamer listens, the desert will never fall silent again. The song fades, and silence follows like a deep breath. Morpheus walks onward, the stars watching in quiet reverence. The dunes flatten, and ahead a faint blue glow shimmers against the night. He approaches slowly. The air cools, fragrant with memory and moonlight. Before him lies an oasis, still, luminous, untouched by time. Its water mirrors the sky so perfectly that heaven and earth seem to meet. Morpheus kneels beside it. The surface ripples at his reflection. But it is not his face that looks back. It is 1,000 dreams, faces of children sleeping peacefully, artists lost in creation, wanderers chasing light. Every image shimmers, dissolving into another, endless and fluid. He realizes the truth. This is no ordinary oasis. It is the mirror of reflection, where the dreams of the living flow and gather. The whispering sands have carried them here, protecting their fragile glow. Morpheus dips his hand into the water. Ripples spread, glowing gold. Each wave hums with the energy of unseen thoughts, prayers, and imaginings. He whispers, "All the dreams of the world meet here." The water answers with a soft, resonant tone, like a heartbeat under the stars. Through its surface he sees not the desert, but the sleeping minds of humankind. Some dream in color, others in silence, but all are bound by this shared current. The oasis is their connection, the bridge between dream and memory. A breeze passes, gentle and full of whispering voices. They speak not in words, but in feelings. Hope, love, sorrow, wonder. Morpheus feels them flow through him, each emotion clear and honest. He sees how fragile they are, how easily forgotten when morning comes. The thought brings a quiet ache to his heart. He understands now why the sands whisper. They are trying to remember for us. The water glows brighter, responding to his realization. Reflections swirl faster, merging into a spiral of light. Within it, he sees visions of the waking world, cities, oceans, hearts still beating. Every dream ripples outward, shaping reality in ways unseen. A child's hope becomes a song, a lover's longing becomes art. Every dream leaves a trace, faint but eternal. Morpheus smiles, faintly. The dream does not end when we wake, he murmurs. The oasis hums in reply, soft and infinite. He stands gazing across the mirrored water, feeling its truth within him. If the world forgets to dream, this reflection will fade. But as long as even one heart believes, the oasis will endure. He touches the surface once more. The water stills, serene and eternal. The reflections quiet, but their light lingers in his eyes. The whispering sands rustle gently, as if sighing in relief. The connection between worlds has been seen, understood, and honored. Morpheus turns away, the faint glow following him like a promise. The oasis remains behind, watching, listening, reflecting forever. The night deepens again as Morpheus leaves the oasis behind. The stars shimmer brighter now, as if the heavens themselves are awake. The wind hums, carrying the scent of starlight and forgotten dreams. He follows the rhythm, feeling it guide him toward something older, hidden. The dunes open into a vast hollow, a valley carved by time and memory. At its center stands a structure of light and shadow, tall as the sky. It shimmers with threads that glisten like moonlit silk. Morpheus approaches slowly, reverently. "The Dreamweaver's loom," he whispers. The structure hums, its threads trembling softly in the wind. Each strand glows with a faint hue, blue, gold, crimson, and silver. He steps closer and realizes that each thread is alive. Inside every strand pulses the echo of a dream, spinning endlessly, fragile and divine. He can see fragments within them, a mother's lullaby, a poet's final word, a child's laughter. Each one burns briefly, then fades into the weave of eternity. But something is wrong. The loom is still, its rhythm broken. Half the threads hang loose, unspun and fading into dust. Without the loom's song, dreams unravel too quickly, forgotten before dawn. Morpheus lays his hand upon the frame. The air quivers in recognition. The loom speaks without voice, through vibration and memory. "I am tired," it seems to say. The dreamers no longer send their light. He listens, sorrow deepening in his eyes. They have forgotten the art of wonder. The loom shivers, releasing faint sparks that fall like tears into the sand. He closes his eyes and whispers, "Then I will mend what they cannot see." The air brightens. Threads lift, trembling as if sensing his intent. Morpheus breathes in deeply and begins to weave. Each motion is graceful, ancient, the rhythm of stars turning in the void. He gathers loose dreams, fragile as dew, and threads them back into the loom. The threads respond, glowing with renewed color, singing as they join. Blue for hope, gold for love, crimson for courage, silver for memory. The loom hums louder, its rhythm returning, pulsing like a cosmic heartbeat. The dunes around him tremble, rippling with light. He feels the whole desert breathe in harmony with the restored song. Dreams flow once more, rising from forgotten minds, carried on the whispering wind. He sees them scatter like seeds across the world, into sleeping hearts, into unborn ideas. Each thread becomes a spark of imagination, alive again. The loom speaks once more, its tone now soft and grateful. "The dream endures because you remember." Morpheus bows his head, humility shining through his calm. "I only reminded them to listen," he answers. The stars above flicker as if nodding in agreement. The loom settles into steady motion, weaving light and thought together. The desert hums with harmony once more. Morpheus steps back, watching the endless tapestry expand. Dreams stretch outward, binding all souls to the quiet music of creation. The loom glows with quiet power, its threads singing softly to the wind. Morpheus stands before it, the light of 1,000 dreams reflecting in his eyes. But the song is incomplete. The final rhythm is missing, the whisper of awakening. The air around him trembles, carrying distant voices through the sands. They are calling to him, not in fear, but in faith. The dreamers, scattered across the world, reaching out in their sleep. He hears their longing, the desire to remember, to believe again. The sands stir beneath his feet, shifting like waves alive with anticipation. He spreads his hands and the whispers converge, weaving around him in spirals of light. The keeper's voice returns, faint yet clear. Only you can awaken what sleeps, Dream Lord. Morpheus closes his eyes. His breath slows, his presence deepens. He lets the voices of the forgotten flow through him, the songs, the prayers, the hopes. Their echoes fuse with his essence, and for a moment, all of humanity dreams as one. The loom brightens, threads stretching toward the horizon like rays of dawn. He whispers, "Awaken." The word carries through the air, soft yet infinite. The dunes ripple outward, each grain of sand shimmering with life. Dreams rise from beneath the surface, not as illusions but as truths waiting to be felt. Visions form in the night sky, constellations shifting into shapes of stories reborn. He feels them stirring, ancient and new, the voices of every dream once lost. The desert hums louder, its heartbeat matching his own. The whispering sands no longer murmur of sorrow, but of renewal. Morpheus lifts his gaze to the stars, their light answering his call. In distant lands, people begin to stir in their sleep. A painter dreams again of color. A poet remembers a verse thought forgotten. Children laugh in dreams that feel like sunlight. The collective pulse of humanity beats brighter. The keeper's voice drifts once more, gentle as wind. You have restored the rhythm. Morpheus smiles faintly, though his voice remains calm. I only returned what was always theirs. The loom's glow softens, settling into steady harmony. Threads weave themselves, guided by the song of the awakened dream. The desert itself shimmers, golden and alive. Every whisper becomes a note, every breath a prayer, every grain of sand a spark of life. Morpheus stands in the center of it all, still and radiant. He feels the boundary between dream and waking fade, becoming one. The world will never fully remember what has happened, but it will feel it. A quiet shift, a deeper calm, a renewal of wonder. He breathes in deeply, letting the desert's light fill him. The whispers soften, fading into silence. The sands, content at last, rest beneath the moon. Morpheus opens his eyes. The world of dreams is awake again. Dawn arrives like a whisper, soft and golden across the endless dunes. The stars fade, but their light lingers in Morpheus's eyes. He stands upon the ridge, watching the horizon come alive. The desert, once silent, hums with quiet joy, the song of reborn dreams. The loom behind him now shines gently, weaving without need of touch. It has learned the rhythm of creation once more. Morpheus smiles faintly. His task is nearly complete. But the keeper's voice returns, calm and distant as the morning wind. Dream Lord, the balance is restored, yet the world must not depend on you. He nods slowly, understanding. Dreams must belong to those who live them. The sands shift, revealing paths that lead in every direction. Each path shimmers with potential, a choice, a destiny, a dream untold. He steps forward, his footprints glowing briefly before fading. Every step echoes like a heartbeat beneath the earth. He passes by remnants of what once was, half-buried relics of forgotten belief, a mirror of starlight, a flute that plays on its own, a candle that burns without flame. Each object hums softly, remnants of humanity's oldest dreams. He gathers none of them, only bows in silent reverence. Dreams, he knows, are not meant to be kept, only remembered. The wind shifts again, carrying voices from the waking world. They speak of hope, of art, of the strange beauty that fills their days. People begin to paint again, to sing, to tell stories that make hearts ache and heal. Morpheus listens, the corner of his mouth lifting in quiet pride. He can feel their imaginations stir, building bridges between the seen and unseen. The keeper murmurs, "Your time here wanes, the waking world calls." He looks toward the horizon, a veil of light between dream and day. Beyond it, he can sense the pulse of reality, vibrant and uncertain. "The dream endures," he whispers, "as long as they remember to listen." The desert answers with a low hum, ancient and kind. The whispering sands bow to him, a tide of golden dust swirling in reverence. They sing his name, not as a god, but as a friend of dreamers. He lifts his hand in farewell, the motion fluid and gentle. The loom's light dims, fading into the heart of the desert. Its song continues, inaudible to most, yet eternal in its rhythm. Morpheus steps into the horizon, where the dream meets the dawn. The wind wraps around him, carrying fragments of the night's last lullaby. His figure glimmers, half light, half shadow. And then he is gone, dispersed into the breath of morning. But his essence remains, in the sands, in the stars, in every dreaming heart. The keeper's voice lingers softly. He walks no more, yet he is everywhere. The desert grows still, yet alive with quiet memory. The whispering sands, once mournful, now whisper of beginnings. Dreamers sleep peacefully, their hearts open to wonder once again. Night returns, soft and slow, sweeping over the awakened desert. The stars rise again, their light reborn from the dust of dreams. The whispering sands shimmer faintly, alive with quiet energy. Where Morpheus once stood, only a faint glow remains, gentle, eternal. The keeper drifts through the wind, her voice a tender echo. The Dream Lord has departed, but his song endures. She listens as the sands hum in harmony, weaving their new melody. It is softer now, less lonely, touched by the warmth of human imagination. Across the world, dreamers stir beneath the veil of night. They no longer fear the silence, for it sings of promise. Painters wake with visions of light they cannot name. Writers whisper to themselves, feeling words rise like tides. Children laugh in their sleep, chasing colors that do not fade. And somewhere, in the quiet corners of the mind, Morpheus listens still. His presence is not gone, only woven deeper into the rhythm of all things. The keeper speaks to the stars, her tone both proud and mournful. He has given them back their dreaming. The stars flicker in response, sending silver ripples across the sky. Each one carries a story, a heartbeat, a trace of the Dream Lord's touch. The desert glows faintly under their light, endless and serene. The loom of dreams hums quietly beneath the sands. It spins new threads without command, sustained by belief itself. Each thread now sings with the voice of a dreamer, a melody of humanity. Blue threads for peace, gold for love, silver for curiosity, crimson for courage. The keeper smiles, tracing the air where his presence lingers. Morpheus, she whispers, your gift has awakened the world. The wind answers her, soft and endless. It carries his voice, not in words but in feeling, a calm assurance, a timeless echo. As long as they dream, I remain. The dunes ripple gently, shifting like waves under the moonlight. Time passes, but the song never fades. Every grain of sand remembers, every whisper tells his story. And when the world forgets again, as it always does, he will return. Not as a god or savior, but as a voice in the night, a presence that reminds humanity of what it means to imagine. The desert will glow once more, and the whispers will awaken. Dreams will find their way back to the hearts that need them. Until then, the sands rest in harmony, guarding the rhythm of creation. The keeper watches over them, her eyes like stars reflecting the infinite. She turns to the horizon, where dawn will soon rise again. Sleep, dreamers, she says softly. The night is kind. And as the wind carries her words across the endless sea of sand, the world exhales, calm, alive, and full of wonder. The whispering sands fall silent once more, their song complete. But in the quiet, if one listens closely, Morpheus still breathes, in every dream, in every whisper, in every spark of imagination reborn.